Hello, tent makers. On July 10th, I had the opportunity to visit a small congregation in Arlington, Minnesota. Several of their adults have partnered together for the last 11 years to host a church night every other Thursday night for community kids, in which they come together and hear Bible stories, play games, and share pizza. I had the opportunity not only to talk to that team, but before talking to them, I was able to hear from some of the kids and the difference that it's made for them. So in this episode, you're going to actually hear the intro and outro music twice because you will hear from the kids and then the adults that lead. And so it's kind of a back-to-back thing. So hang tight through both segments and hope you're blessed. Thanks. Bye.
Welcome to Intersect, a podcast where we find connection in each other's story. This evening, I am with Julie, Cece, Salani, and Michelle. Y'all are here. Tell me, where are we and how you even found yourself here tonight? Julie.
Here, in Arlington, Minnesota.
All right.
And I found myself here, from my cousins. They've been going longer than me, but they haven't moved away already.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's why I found to come here since 2019.
Okay, in case you guys are wondering, like, where here is, this is a little Adventist church in Arlington. Now, what do you guys call this thing that you come to every other week?
Kid Nights Church.
Kids Night Church.
Yes.
All right. So what is that? What is it?
It's just a night for kids, and in the beginning of like church, we say a prayer and we just learn more about God and the gospel and just everything.
Nice. Nice. Anybody else? What have you experienced at Kids Night Church?
We did a type of sea life thing.
What is it?
It's like where they decorated it to look like we were under the sea, and we were doing like activities a lot.
Oh, so Cece was under the sea. Is this your name? What did you like about that?
That we got to do activities a lot.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to. Well, and that the food was kind of better on that week.
Oh, better food. Well, did they bring fish or what?
It was just little snacks, and they were really good. They were like shaped as like different type of animals.
Oh yeah, and we had stations. There was like we could go over there, and there was like crafts, or you could play outside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did they have goldfish, like those little Pepperidge Farm goldfish?
Yes, we actually did.
My kids love that.
Oh.
Oh, well, what else about?
We learned about the desert.
The desert? You did a desert night?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. What was that like?
It was just like talking about like back in the days, like how Jesus was there, and like I don't know, like they were talking about like the king and the queen, and like the rain hasn't been raining over there, and it's very dry. And then a miracle came, and it started raining because there it was very dry.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Was that like the story of like Elijah and when there was no rain for 3 years and then the rain came, or is that a different story?
It's Elijah.
Ah, okay. Wow, cool. Oh, Solani, what have you experienced here?
I really don't know a lot. I just know like there's like fun stuff there, and we get to like be in groups and do activities together.
Nice.
Yeah, like a family.
Oh, you guys are like a family.
Yes.
Now, are you all from? No, you're not from the same family around this table, are you?
Yes. Except for Cece, like she's my cousin. Most of us that come here are like family or cousins.
Okay, but then you're not just family because you're family, but you're family. Like there's something that happens when you're at church too. Would you say?
Yes, we got way closer coming here. Yeah, we met a lot of new people, and we consider them our family.
Okay, nice. What do you think? What makes you guys feel close?
activities and
Yeah.
teamwork.
Teamwork.
Groups, yeah. Getting to know each other in those activities.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, yeah.
Nice. Now, when I came in, you guys were doing something outside, like hitting a beach ball or something. What were you doing?
Oh, 9 square.
9 square? What's 9 square?
It's where, like, there's a king in the middle, and there's all these type of numbers, and you're trying to beat the king, and every time you get out, they keep going.
Okay. And you gotta, like, hit the ball and...
And
like,
if it lands in your square, then you're out. And you don't hit it, then you're out.
okay.
And if you double
Du-
Tap
touch,
Mhm.
you're also out.
Okay. What's a funny thing that's happened at kids' church? Is there any funny memory you can think of?
Yes. So a while ago, we went to like this gym here in town, our school assembly stand. We got to experience like gymnastics.
Oh.
Yeah, we did like cool flips, and it
Yeah.
was really fun. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So everybody from kids' church went from the church to the gym in town and did gymnastics.
Yes, it was awesome. It was really fun.
Oh, wow.
I remember when we were all like playing something like a birthday, like Josh had to say your birthday, and you gotta attack them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one was running, but like they flipped over
Okay.
and then started crying. And most of us were laughing at them.
Nice. Nice. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, when you touch the mic, then it goes... makes it kind of a little awkward for the listener. Okay, so before we close, I want to see if you got your best, like, impression of some sort of creature. So I'm going to do mine. All right, ready?
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, what do you got? Anybody?
I can be a turkey.
Okay, let's hear it. Oh, nice. Thank you, Cici. In case you didn't know, that was Cici, the Latino turkey. Okay.
Oh, that was cool.
Okay, all right. Who else?
I don't know.
And I can be a fish.
Cici can be a lot of things.
And I can also be a sheep. Bah.
Very nice. Okay. Anybody else?
I can be a dog.
In case you need to hire a zoo, we can let you know
And
how
I
to...
can be a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meow.
Okay. Does anybody else besides Cici have a friendly...
I can be a cow.
Okay, let's hear it.
Moo. Moo.
I can't do those, but I have a talent.
What do you got? Oh, you can twist your tongue. Yeah, I wish we could let you hear that. But anyhow. Well, okay. Last question before we go. What do you feel like you've learned about Jesus at Kids Church?
Learned.
Yeah, or how maybe have you experienced him?
Yes, I have. Like, thanks to Kids Night Church, they gave me like a better understanding of like God, and they taught me things that I would have never like found myself. So I thank them for helping me get closer to God.
Mm-hmm. And a better understanding, like, about, in what sense?
About like Jesus and how it like he became like that, and like the Holy Spirit, and how it helps you.
Nice.
That
Sweet.
type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Anybody else?
Oh, we were learning about the oceans, and I don't know the story, but it's like somebody got swallowed by a whale, I'm pretty sure, and got stuck there, and then I'm pretty sure the whale like spit it out.
Oh, Jonah. Yeah, and he was supposed to go to preach to Nineveh to tell them to give their hearts to God.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I feel more connected to Jesus.
Okay.
We were so far away, but now we're so connected.
Nice. I love that. That's beautiful. Cici, did you have anything you wanted to say about that?
I don't know what to say.
Okay. Well, hey guys, thank you for being with us. I'm going to play the outro music now. Here it comes. we want to thank you for joining us for Intersect with Julie. Shout out, Julie. Say hello.
Hello.
And Cece.
Hey.
And Solani.
Hi.
And Michelle.
Hi.
All right. Adios, my friends. Until next time.
Bye.
In case you didn't know, that was Cece with our last animal sound. Welcome to Intersect, a podcast where we find connection in each other's story. This evening, I am with, help me out, people. We got Jody and Jody and Glenn and Kristen and Josh. And Carter is listening in, and we are at the Arlington Seventh-day Adventist Church in Arlington, Minnesota. And I was up at our camp, North Star Camp, up in Brainerd, and I bumped into Jody, i.e. Jody Boy, who's married to Jody I. Girl. That they spelled Jody. Anyways, I won't explain. But I bumped into Jody Boy at the camp, and he said, "Yeah, when we saw you at camp meeting, Jim, and you were talking about being a tent maker, like where Paul got his income from his work, but then he ministered on the weekend or." The people he was working with, we got a tent maker thing going on in Arlington. I'm like, really? What is it? He's like, we got all these community kids that come in. They're not even members of our church, and we pick them up from their homes, and the parents give them to us with glee. I mean, he didn't say that. I'm adding for dramatic effect. But I was like, oh, can I come interview you guys? And so here we are in Arlington, in the middle of nowhere, pastures and cows. They do have a movie theater, and just a small one. And so I don't know who's going to start us out, but how did this thing even come to be?
So about 11 years ago, we had a former church member, that she had a thrift store in town, and she had kids that would come across the street to her thrift store and work for her a little bit. And then she also had some kids that lived right across from her, where she lived. And they just kind of flocked to her, and she would have events at her house, and they would come. And then she approached me about, like, maybe we should try to do something like at the church with them. And so that's where it was born. And we started just doing like really informal activities. We would try to like plan games for them, and usually have snacks. And then, that's where it started. And it's just kind of.
What was the name of the thrift shop?
The Hip Hop Family Shop.
I love it. Yeah. We're here at the Hip Hop Family Shop. We're going to make a difference for our community kids. Sorry. Got a little spirit on that.
Love it.
All right. So what an amazing, the Hip Hop Family Shop. I mean, yes. Okay. So now you have a piece of this story too. Tell us your name again.
Josh,
come close to the mic. It's your friend.
Josh.
Okay, so tell us what you know about the origin story.
That's about, Jody's version. I mean, that's what I remember. I just wasn't necessarily part of pulling it together. So
okay.
She was. And then we just kind of this is pretty much the group that started it. And we've just been here for now, like you said, 11 years. Mm-hmm. The one interesting thing is this group totally flipped over. So all the original members, they came here into their late teens, and they're gone. But God's been good, and the group totally replenished itself, like overnight. We never had a gap. It just we lost like 7, 8 of the original kids, and then all of a sudden these new kids started coming.
Wow!
And they keep bringing friends. So you were here tonight, we had, I think, 13 kids here, but oftentimes we'll have 20 plus. We've had over 30 plus, and a lot of times they'll just keep bringing friends, and it's just a really cool experience.
And what have you found? Like, okay, so you've had these 2 generations now. Like, do you find yourself like bumping into some of the original kids in town, or like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, occasionally we'll see some of the original kids. Like at the county fair, you'll run into them and get to talk to them.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them that actually work right down the street. I mean, they're adults now and working jobs, so they're in our community working, and it's kind of fun. You'll see them walk by our house, and you can wave, "Hey, how you doing?" And
nice. Yeah. How have you guys seen this ministry kind of impacting the kids in terms of their faith experience? How would you describe what you see going on for them?
So one thing I hear Josh say quite a bit that I think is kind of cool is just that when, and maybe you want to tell it, but like when you were a kid, you wouldn't have gotten excited about coming.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I didn't come to church things unless my parents insisted I came.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't. I mean, it just wasn't a thing. And that is the really cool thing about these kids, because their parents, I think for a long time, I don't even know if they knew necessarily where they're going, but they never dropped them off, or they're not the ones pushing. It's the kids that want to be here.
Wow.
And they've told us, too, that they would love it if we did it every single week. But, I mean, it's just, it gets so exhausting even at every other week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they love it. And it's cool, too, when you listen to them talk. They refer to this as church. Like, when they're asking us questions, they talk about, just our Wednesday night thing. But it's just, to them, that's church.
Yeah,
It's a really cool
Julie,
thing.
I was like, what do you call this thing? She's like, this is kids' night church. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
yeah.
That's great.
But like, it was interesting too. One of the kids, and I don't know her name tonight, she came up and she had talked about that she was witnessing. And I don't know if Glenn, have you been talking about Moses lately?
We have talked about Moses a little bit, yeah. I try to roll in a bunch of different characters here and there. Whatever, kind of keep it a little more on the basic side because a lot of the kids are pretty young. But they get to know some of the characters. Tonight we talked a little bit basics about the Holy Spirit, and it went pretty good tonight.
Yeah, because the girl came up and said, "Yeah, me and I think either her sister or brother, they were sharing the gospel." I'm like, "Oh, what do you mean? What were you doing?" And then she goes, "Yeah, we were just talking about what we've learned." And she brought up talking about Moses, so it's got to be stuff Glenn's been teaching. So it's that is cool. It's really cool.
And Glenn, do you typically teach the Bible lesson?
Yeah. I don't know if we actually started out with a Bible lesson. I think it originally started out with games and mostly, and then it's kind of took an evolution into type of what we have now. We have, first of all, we start with a Bible time for the kids. Mm-hmm. Then we go into a craft or game time, and then we feed them before they go home. They love to eat. Josh and John, they make a lot of good food for the kids, and Kristen helps with the food as well. And
now, your Bible time with the kids, is it what, 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
I would say 10 to 15.
Okay. What do you notice about them as they're taking all that in?
It can be challenging sometimes.
Yeah.
They get very excited, and a lot of times, they'll be talking to one another. Sometimes I have to try to tone that down a little bit, but there are definitely several kids all the time that pay attention. They like to hear what's being said. And one thing I find that's really cool is when I have scripture up there, they always raise their hand and ask if they can read it.
Oh, nice.
So I go around calling on the kids that want to read. They raise their hand and read the scriptures up there, and they really like reading Bible scripture. And then I'm sure they tell their friends, too. They say what they've learned sometimes.
Yeah, so they just kind of, you project it on the screen. They just read it off the screen.
Most of the time I have a PowerPoint.
Okay,
so
got it.
They can clearly read the slides,
Yeah, nice. Okay. And it's Kristen. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience here?
I was just thinking of one experience when Glenn was doing Bible time. I remember there was one little guy. We do vacation Bible school too in the summer for a week, so a lot of these kids come for that. And Glenn was teaching something, and I heard him say, "I remember that from VBS." So it's sticking, and it's just really neat to see that some of this is clicking with them.
Maybe comment on this if it triggers anything for you guys. But I heard one of the kids say when I was talking to him just a few minutes ago, 4 girls, Julie, Cece, Celine, Solani, and Michelle. But one of them was like, this is family. We are family here. And like, it was like, almost like we're close. Like, I think it was Julie. She says, we've come closer together because of being here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One of the telling things, we had one of the girls, this was maybe a year or 2 or 3 years ago, but she was telling us, this place is a safe place for us to come. And that's, I don't know what that means, but it's like, wow, we're providing a safe place for you. And, it's encouragement, and it's, I hope someday down the road it's life-changing and has impact on these kids' lives.
Yeah, and I think it's life-changing today. Having been in ministry for 26 years, my wife and I noticed that, we spent almost 7 years in the San Luis Valley, which was probably the poorest region in southern Colorado, or in all of Colorado. And we found that, there was one family where the mom was a single mom. She was like on Title IX or whatever. And, she had food stamps. And here we are, and she's bringing us food. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I just want to, you guys are nice to us. I want to be able to contribute something. So what we've noticed through the years is that what we almost feel like is boring is like just so attractive to people that might have trauma or chaos or whatever from their past or even from their present, where just the simple realities of pizza and games and Bible readings and can feel safe.
Yeah. Yeah, that was for me. That was kind of a like, okay, this is worth it. I mean, sometimes it's like we only do it every 2 weeks, and it's like, oh man, it's Thursday night again. It's kids' night, and it's like, especially like you have an outdoor activity plan and then it rains and it's like, no, we got to figure out what we're going to do inside. And, like when Glenn is doing the Bible readings, it's just like, it's wiggles. It's just wiggles in the chair that they have a hard time sitting still.
And, sure.
Sometimes downright chaos.
Sometimes downright chaos. Yeah.
Some days can be like that.
Yeah. You get up there to the 30 or however many kids.
Yes.
It's like and so that you guys know, Arlington is kind of like, I don't know, square footage wise, it might be 3,500 maybe if you put the sanctuary and the fellowship hall together.
Yeah, I'd say pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah, so it's not like a huge space. I think there's 5 pews on either side of the sanctuary, and they're about 8 feet wide each. So, but these kids, this is a safe home for them, a home away from home, a sanctuary. Anything else that you guys want to mention about your experience?
You had mentioned, the family and the close-knitness.
Yeah.
I heard the kids mention it already. We're family, and it's just being a closer experience.
Yeah.
Getting them more knit together through it.
Yeah.
One thing that comes to my mind is we've kind of wrestled with this idea and even had a little bit of pushback that this isn't like evangelism in a sense, right? Like we should be evangelizing the parents and bringing them in. And I was just thinking tonight as I was driving home, I had one of the little boys, the youngest one actually tonight. He said, actually, no, it was the next to the youngest. He was saying, "I'm taking." They took their little boxes of extra food, so they each had like 3 pieces of pizza with them. And he said, "I'm going to give this to my grandpa who just came here from Mexico, and my uncle who's deaf." And he was showing me how he's learning sign language to, be able to communicate with his uncle. And I just was thinking, I mean, to me, that's evangelism, right? Like we're feeding, and they will often do that. Can I take extra food for my sister, or my mom, or my, whatever? And so, I don't know. To me, that's the essence of evangelism.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. Yeah. That's good. Josh, were you going to say something?
Well, the thought I had was kind of going back to, they're a close knit, like a family, and even more so like that. The original group, you would see them hanging out in town a lot, and you knew they looked out for each other. You'd see them hanging out as a group, and they always looked out for each other. And these guys do pretty much, for the most part, even.
Almost the same thing.
I mean, it is. It's a really cool thing to see. And I think one other thing that's really interesting to me too is not one of these kids is Adventist, right?
Beautiful.
And not any of them have any like real type of connect outside of this. They had no other connection to us outside of coming here. So it's just a really interesting dynamic when you consider it.
Yeah. One thing that took me off guard, we knew that the first bunch was more of an older group, and we thought, well, if they get too old, they might stop coming. But one day, to me, it seemed like one day, we have a whole new group, and it's a very younger crowd than what we had originally. So where did they all come from? Well, I don't know. They showed up, and we just keep continuing with this new group.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But it's also a wide range. We have, 5-year-olds. We've tried to limit it to like the youngest being 5, but we have probably 15-year-olds that are coming, maybe even older.
Probably 16 or 17.
I just find it amazing
times.
that we can keep teenagers coming and keep them interested. They want to be here,
And they're not like threatened by the little kids. They include them.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of, and I think that adds to this sense of family. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. If you were to take a next step, I know sometimes you feel like this pressure and you're like, well, where are all of y'all, the rest of you, every other week. But if you did want to take a next step in some capacity, like, or maybe there's been times when a next step has just kind of revealed itself. What do you feel has there been any kind of spillover moments? Whether, a spillover moment, I think, is when he's like, hey, this little guy decided to take some extra food home to his grandfather or whatever. Or have you seen this potentially maybe impacting a family member where they've maybe made an observation or just a comment, or, have you observed any kind of spillover?
I feel like we've had, during our vacation Bible schools, we've definitely had some parents come, and we a lot of times will go all out, with the decorations. The sanctuary, the fellowship hall is completely converted. All the pews are gone, and so a lot of times if the parents are here, hey, you want to come in and check this out? And that's like, whoa. And I kind of feel like that maybe was the next step. It was like we've had VBS going for 25 plus years. Yeah. And then this kind of happened, and that kind of pushed us to the next step to start the kids' night. Yeah. And so, Yeah. I'm not sure what if there is the next step, I'm not sure what that would be. But
I don't know. I guess if I could humbly submit a thought is, this is just coming from my passion. I go like, if I could wish anything for our Adventist community, it's just that the wider community would know that we're the people that they can go to when they need prayer.
Yeah.
You know, so whether it's even like, maybe it's teaching these kids to pray, inviting them, you know, to have little prayer groups, and then maybe they go home and they pray with their family. It makes me think of a story that I had. My wife, we were in Warland, Wyoming, and there was this gal, Kim, that she had met when Ingrid met when she was substituting in the Warland Public School. And Kim had a son that was the same age as our son, JJ. They were like weeks or months apart. And so as we got to know Kim, she said, "Can you watch Wyatt when I'm at work or have to go on a date with my husband?" So, you know, Wyatt kind of just became a part of our family at times. And so one day Kim calls Ingrid and she goes, "I just want to thank you. We were sitting at the supper table and we're getting ready to eat." And Wyatt says, this little guy, he's probably only 2 years old, he's like, "Are we going to pray?" and so that like created this shift for Kim and her family where, you know, they started praying at the dinner table, then they started going to a church near their house. And so I think, what are the things that we can celebrate of how other people are drawing nearer to Jesus because we're choosing to create that safe place? Whether it's pizza for grandpa, or somehow the kids are learning to pray and that impacts their home life, or they show up at the church and, "Hey, you want to come in and experience these things?" And I find myself going like, if we just celebrate whatever God is doing rather than lament what we think maybe we should be doing. I mean, like, how can that impact our impact if we just say we're always going to celebrate what God's doing? And then just, if there is a next step, say, "Lord, show us what it is." We already feel a little bit spent. So sometimes if it's pressure from, you know, other people, that can feel a little bit overwhelming. But what is God's next step? Not as what everybody else thinks, but what is God inviting us to, that may be as simple as just like, I don't know. Yeah.
I like that concept, because I know evangelism, you know, you're always constantly thinking about, oh, how can I get in and get to the family and stuff. And it's like, there's part of me that's, I'm not going to worry about that. That's in God's hands. And if you open a door, and, you know, speaking of doors, I've been in several of these kids' homes, you know, and I mean, just tonight I was in Julie's home with her parents, you know, and just said, "Hey, is it okay if we video or audio?" And the mom's like, "Oh yeah, that's no problem." You know, So yeah, I mean, I don't know where it leads, if it, you know,
for sure. Yeah. And I think too, just normalizing those interactions, you know, if you're dropping off the kids or whatever, just even an extra moment here or there. "Hey, how's it going?" And thinking, because I find myself going like, how can we collectively think about being a ministering pastoral presence for the people in our, when I think tent makers, it's like Paul was working beside Aquila and Priscilla, like, and they were just sewing canvas together. And as a result of that, over time, they were like, "Wait a second. We want to join you. We're going to go with you to Ephesus. We want to follow this Jesus that you follow." So I think, like, if we choose to be present and choose to just say, "Lord, we're available to you however you want us to," like, and that's what you guys have done collectively for the last 11 years. It's amazing. Blew my mind. I mean, I like if every one of our churches could have some kind of experience like this. Amazing.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It's tiring, but it's fun. It's very rewarding.
It's
at the end of
fun
the day.
watching the kids,
Yeah.
seeing the smiles and the laughter.
Yeah. Well, as we wrap up, is there anything else that anybody wanted to share? I don't want to cut anybody off, but I do thank you guys for taking the time.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, we just want to say thanks on behalf of, thanks to Josh and Jody Boy and Jody Girl and Kristen and Glenn. We want to thank you for being with us here at the Arlington Seventh-day Adventist Church, where the community kids are finding a safe place to grow closer together as family and to be God's kids. Jesus said, "Let the children come, for such is the kingdom of heaven." Go in His grace.